Hello and happy morning to you all. It is Monday. Did you survive the weekend? This weekend I tweeted about the need for support within my own little streaming community. Whether this is mods or other streamers or certain viewers in my community, it has been imperative these first 2 months of full-time streaming that I surrounded myself with friends that I could really rely on as I navigate the journey of being a full-time streamer. As I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, I decided what a better subject than to talk about how I cultivated that. How does one create a really solid base of friendships and support networks to get through the ups, the downs, the plateaus of full-time streaming? If you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. It's free and it helps the channel out tremendously. If you're also interested, you can follow me on Twitch, which is in the description below, and we can chat, we can converse, we can watch me be an utter goofball. But now, let's talk about how to create a support network. I've been streaming for exactly 13 months. In that time, I've had friends come and go, I've had viewers come and go, and as my stream has evolved, some of my audience has evolved as well. This can be true about my support network. As my community has grown and changed, I've needed moderators for my chat. I have a number of moderators, some of whom are very active in my community, some who are just, medium amount of active, and then there's some who, for reasons, had to sort of leave the community or just aren't active at all anymore in my community. I can say though that no matter what status a moderator is right now, there was probably a time where that moderator was super important to my community. Some of my mods when I first started out did a tremendous job with handling a streamer who doesn't really know what she's doing, and they provided tremendous support, particularly as I was discovering what it's like to be a trans woman on Twitch, the type of trolls that my channel might attract. But like all things in life, people come and go, relationships ebb and flow, and some of those moderators who were there from the very beginning just aren't around anymore. Being the nostalgic human being that I am, sometimes I miss them tremendously. Just be prepared for that support to come and go, that there will be times where you'll have a cluster of people who are very important to you, who you are able to vent behind the scenes to and have questions about what you should do with your stream. Their opinion is super important because they're an outside eye. They might be seeing things that you're not. The second group that I find a lot of support within is other streamers themselves. As I've gotten into streaming, I've received support from a number of streamers. Some of them very different sizes of communities. Some of these streamers I would have never imagined that a year later I would become really good friends with those people. And I think now, particularly because I'm full-time, my friendships with those streamers is even more vital. No matter how much your mods are there for you and how much they experience the struggle with you, if they aren't streamers themselves, there will be small aspects that they just won't quite understand, and that's absolutely okay. It's completely valid, but sometimes I need to have those conversations with other streamers who I've become friends with. Sometimes you need those other streamers who, after you're both done being live, you just hop into a VC with, and you can vent, you can celebrate the wins, you can commiserate what feels like the setbacks. You can help validate each other and come up with ideas. I tend to be a person who really focuses on supporting one another. I feel like a community is stronger when we are all lifting each other up, as opposed to viewing each other as competition. Not all streamers feel that way. So sometimes, if you're wanting a friendship with a streamer, they may not be a good fit for you, because they may look at streaming as a very competitive business where they don't want to talk about stuff behind the scenes with you. They just want to do what they can to get ahead of you. So make sure, as you're building a support network around you, that you're finding other streamers who will support you. I've learned so much from other streamers who have been incredibly generous with their experiences as a streamer. I've learned so much from them, both watching them in front of the camera when they are streaming, and also behind the scenes when the cameras are off. They can offer a perspective about your stream that maybe neither you or your mods can see. It's always interesting whenever you get a shout out in another person's stream. You know, when that streamer takes a moment to acknowledge you as a streamer and that everyone in their community should go check you out. I always pay attention to how the streamer talks about me. What are the things that they are pulling out of my stream? What are they talking up? What are they hyping up about me? Because if I'm not aware of that, I might not be aware of my actual brand. There's the brand that perhaps I'm trying to cultivate myself. And then there's the brand of how people are actually seeing my material, my content. So paying attention to what my other streamer friends think or are saying about my stream is really important feedback. And because another streamer doesn't have the behind the scenes look at your stream that your moderators might have, their suggestions might provide insight that you just aren't getting from within your own community. The third type of support are the viewers themselves. You know, on Discord, I spend a lot of time in my voice chat with other community members who watch my channel regularly, and you develop friendships with these people. You find out what's going on in their lives a little bit more in depth, and they learn about maybe some more of what's going on in your life. But it is interesting because you still have to develop some type of boundary for most of your viewers. Even when it feels like you're offering a little bit of a behind the scenes experience with your viewers, you might not want to be as open and vulnerable with them about what's going on in your streaming life. There are people who certainly become a little bit of the exception as I've grown into more and more friendships with them, but it's still risky. And also, sometimes their advice needs to be taken with a grain of salt because they don't know what it's like being a streamer. And you also need to protect yourself when so many different people are coming in and out of your streams and maybe in your voice chats and your Discord. You can't share everything that you might with your moderators or another streamer whom you trust. No matter how casual you're being on a Discord call, there's still a little bit of you having to perform for your viewership. So how do you select out of these people who are going to become your moderators, who are going to become your streamer friends that you get really close to? That's a little bit difficult question to ask. There are some relationships that I couldn't tell you how I became such close friends with these people. It might be simply I started DMing a streamer after a stream of theirs to tell them how much I enjoyed it. Or maybe they were in my stream and their support was something I really needed that day. So I acknowledge that and thank them. And there might be opportunity in that to ask each other how it's going. And it might develop into something, into first a casual friendship and then a deeper friendship. With moderators, I'm always looking for the people who are showing up consistently. I'm looking for the people who seem to have a very good grasp of what's appropriate or inappropriate for my channel. Because what's appropriate for my channel may not be appropriate for another channel. I've had situations where some people get a little overzealous with the ban button, or on the other hand, they don't use the ban button enough because we're just not on the same page when it comes to what is okay in my community and what isn't. My channel can be a little bit lewd, it can be a little bit boisterous. There can be moments where chat gets pretty spicy, but it's okay because often I've invited that type of conversation in the chat. But you want to find people who are reliable, and hopefully reliable in the long term. There are some people who get really reliable for a couple weeks, a month, a few months, and then just disappear. So it can be hard to find moderators who are in for the long haul. And even in that, there could be any moment they might fade out or move on from your community. And whatever they gotta do, that's okay. Let them. You know, you might want to reach out to them and ask what they're feeling as they seem to move on from your community, but it's the nature of life. Most of my friends from 20 years ago are not my friends that I have today. But these relationships, while being a Twitch streamer, are super vital. There's a lot of pressure when you become a full-time streamer. It was there when I was just a casual streamer, part-time streamer, but now that I do this full-time, there's a greater pressure to cause growth, to pick content that people will enjoy and come back to. And when my mods or streamer friends slide into my DMs and chat about what's going on, these are the conversations that often keep me grounded, keep me feeling sane, help me feel valid in my feelings. You know, when another streamer admits that they're going through the exact same thing I'm going through with their community, I suddenly feel less alone, and like it's up to me to figure it all out. Sometimes 2 or 3 streamers, we're all just trying to figure it out together sometimes. We're spitballing ideas, we're helping each other create content. We're looking at trends together, or letting people know about something that might be coming up on platforms like Twitch or YouTube. I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for that supportive network. So come check me out. Let's hang out on Twitch sometime. My community is full of a lot of people who want to be super supportive. And if you don't know, on March 8th, I'll be playing Minecraft. This was a game unlocked by my charity prom stream. You know, the one where we raised $2,435. And so now I have to play Minecraft. I'm playing with my friend Fiery Ashes, and we are gonna have a bit of fun as she teaches me how to play Minecraft. And I think what we're gonna build during the course of that stream should be pretty fun. Again, if you haven't yet, hit subscribe down below. Go into the description and follow me on Twitch, and I hope to see you around sometime.